Our next guest has been making people laugh for more than 20 years. He's interviewed an incredible amount of influential people from all walks of life, has a podcast that averages 5 million downloads per month, and has a brand new comedy special coming out tomorrow that tackles pretty much every topic you can think of. It's the one and only Marc Maron. Thank you for joining us, Marc.
Thanks, Alex. How's it going?
It's going really well. So obviously you've talked to so many different types of people, really famous people. So I have a question. Do you ever get starstruck?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, there are people that I'm pretty big fans of, and it's hard for me to keep it together. You know, interviewing Keith Richards was kind of mind-blowing, and I don't know if I really, I was almost like just a teenage, fanboy. It was ridiculous, but we had a good time.
I like that. And a lot of these interviews happen on your podcast, WTF with Marc Maron. So I have to ask, how did it get that name?
Well, I think initially it was a concept that we were going to do. When we first started the show, it wasn't fundamentally a talk show. There was a lot of other elements, and WTF sort of was a theme. I thought that that was the most important philosophical question in the day and age we live in. And then as time went on, it kind of became a different show than that. But we just left the title because it seemed to be, it stuck.
Well, yeah, I think it's a great title, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. And you're right, it is a great philosophical question. So,
yeah.
how would you characterize your brand of comedy?
I think my comedy's a little bit. I think I'm a little cranky, but I think it's a little. It's a type of cranky that a certain type of person will relate to. I'm a very heady person. I overthink everything, and I have my own little problems. But it seems that as time has gone on, and now that I have a bit of an audience, I'm not alone in those problems. And I think that me talking about anger or my cats or sex or relationships or religion or ice cream or kale or whatever I'm talking about, there's a certain type of person that will feel, well, hey, I'm not alone, and that's the best you can do for somebody.
Yeah, definitely. And so what comedian would you say, or comedians, inspired your type of comedy, if any?
Well, there's a lot of comics I like. I think the comedians that had the most impact on me as a kid was certainly Richard Pryor's first movie in particular that I saw when I was in high school. But I like a lot of the older comics as well. People like Cheech and Chong and Buddy Hackett and Don Rickles were important to me. I always liked, Kennison, Bill Hicks. There's Woody Allen. There's been a lot of people that have made me feel better and less alone and influenced the way I think. So I hope I do that for others.
Yes, and so sort of the culmination of all of this is your comedy special. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to put that thing together?
Well, that was very exciting because, I've done, smaller specials before, but this is really the first kind of premium cable special. Epix was, nice enough to give me the opportunity, and it was a big theater special, which I've never done, and we did it at the Vic in Chicago. About 800, 900 of my fans came, and we did 2 tapings. I'd been working on the material for over a year, and I wanted to do something that had structure, that had a movement through it. I really think it's probably the best stand-up I've ever done. Bobcat Goldthwait directed it, so it was great to have a comedian, behind the camera, sensitive to what I wanted the show to look like, and I think we did a great thing.
Well, we're really looking forward to watching it, and there's a lot of people out there who would love to be in your position. So if there's an aspiring comedian who's watching, what kind of advice could you give them to sort of get to where you are?
Just keep plowing along, keep trying. The weird thing about stand-up is, I think that the thing you have to do is just keep doing new material until you find your voice. Don't settle on jokes. You got to figure out who you are up there.
Definitely. So it's happening tomorrow night. The premiere is going to be 10 p.m. Eastern. Marc Maron, I want to thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, and stay where you are. The Morning Blend will be right back.